Welcome to the UP Academy Leonard. This is Mr. Adler's 6th grade science class.
Final minute, Sienna. Make sure you have something written in the left column and in the middle column.
That's actually my junior job. I actually want to be an engineer.
We should talk about that. Tres, dos, uno. Hands down, 1 minute. 60, 59, 58, 57. Merit, ladies, keep working on your do now or dear. 50 seconds. Nilsson's found lesson 12. Jose's getting organized. Merrick Carlos done and Deering. 30 seconds. Merit Nileshka, thank you for being responsible with that. You've got 20 seconds. Anderson is done and Deering. Omiel, merit for remembering. You can go get it. I got it for you, Omiel. Who can read? Number 1. Anderson.
We will master skills and knowledge.
Power merit. Nileshka.
We will get ourselves to college.
Power merit. Darwin.
We will show pride in the better.
Wilver for the class.
We will make that world better.
Whew. Sienna, snap it up for starting with our power merits. Welcome to Unit 3 on engineering. I know this is actually day 1, and I don't know what you know from 5th grade, so I just want 2 answers from the first box and 2 from the second box. What do you know about engineering? Hands down, track Jose Mateo and shine.
I know that they build stuff, or sometimes jobs are going to do, and they try to make the world safe.
Ooh, merit Jose for the agreement signal, and merit Jose for the good start. Track Edgar, what do you know?
I know that engineering is like the kind of motor for structure.
Ooh, but you have to be careful, hands down. If you track the middle picture, or me, sometimes people think it's just motors. Engineers might also design medicines. Engineers might also design replacement limbs for people who lose them during wars. Engineers don't just make machines. What do you want to know about engineering? What do you want to know? Hands down, track Jose Francis, shining.
I want to know how they
Power.
I want to know how they make cars.
And you won't get that this unit, but we'll talk about that later this year. And hands down, track Jalen, what do you want to know?
I want to know if engineers build things.
They almost always build things. Sometimes, though, they might design things. They might not be building things every day. Tracking up here. So far this year, we've just been talking about science. Science is all about discovering new knowledge so we understand the universe. Like, scientists might go out and they might say, oh man, I just discovered this new galaxy super far away. Juan Luis Demir, get your hand down. They might say, oh man, I just discovered how particles work. But engineering is all about using the knowledge to design solutions and solve problems. So if scientists say, oh man, here's the galaxy, engineers would say, sweet, how do we solve the problem of, I need to discover it and it's really far away, I have to invent a space shuttle. Engineers are using the knowledge scientists find to design solutions to problems. So here is your first problem you need to solve during this unit. With power, Frandy.
Engineers will be able to build an index card to display in the high
Yep, repeat after me, Frandy. Tower.
tower to the display
Glenn.
in the
Repeat after me. Hedgehog.
hedgehog.
Hedgehog. Track me. This is Glenn, the hedgehog. Everyone say, hi, Glenn.
Hi, Glenn.
So you guys might not know this, but I don't have a dog and I don't have a cat. I have a hedgehog. This is my hedgehog. Her name is Eleanor, and she is the best hedgehog ever. Snap it up for Eleanor the hedgehog. This is not a joke. This is legitimately my hedgehog. And because someone didn't believe me, I took a picture last night with Eleanor on my shoulder. She really likes to crawl and hide, but She couldn't find a place to hide, so I took a good picture. This is Eleanor, and Eleanor is very important. This is Glenn, who is her slightly less alive cousin. This is a hedgehog. Everyone say, hi, hedgehogs. Hi, hedgehogs. Hedgehogs are great. They're normally really spiky, but this one is not. Now, here's the problem. Hedgehogs are important. Ladies, can you see Glenn the hedgehog? No, not really. I want to make, hands down, a tower tall enough that I can see Glenn the hedgehog, because the problem is I want to see Glenn. Glenn is really important to me, but I can't see Glenn. Glenn is on the floor. Who can tell me what's the problem I need to solve today? Hands down, track Wilbur, and shine.
The problem you need to solve today is that you want to see hedgehog in the tower.
Oh, turn the page. At the top of page 2, stop and jot. You have 1 minute. What is the problem we need to solve today? What is the problem I need to solve today? Merritt Edgar started right away. Juan Lewis is writing. Aladis is writing. What is the problem I need to solve today? Top of page 2. What is the problem we need to solve? Angel's writing. Nileshka's writing. Smart hand merit to Carlos. You write hedgehog. In case you're looking for some spelling help, H-E-D-G-E-H-O-G. When you are done, show me a thumb. You have 30 seconds. A lady's posture merit. Edgar looks ready. Oscar looks ready. Not that one yet. 15, 14, 13. Angel looks ready. Angel Demerit, get your arm off your chair. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Thumbs down. Write or track Anderson. Anderson, what's the problem I need to solve today?
We need to make a tower to see Lynn the hedgehog.
Yeah. Who can tell me what Anderson said, Carlos, or what you thought?
I thought that the problem that we need to solve that you want to be able to see the hedgehog.
And again, hedgehog's name today is Glenn. This is Glenn. Everyone say again, hi, Glenn.
Hi, Glenn.
But the problem is, you don't really know how you're doing this. And on page 2, right below where you just wrote the problem, I want you to brainstorm, what do you think you need to know to solve this problem? Second stop and jot. What do you think you need to know? What questions do you have for me? What do you need to know to solve this problem? Think about it and try to write at least one question you have for me in the next minute. What do you need to know? Jose has an idea. Darwin is writing. Angel's writing. What do you need to know from me? What do you think you need to know from me?
We need to know how big the town is.
Nileshka has a great question for me. You've got 30 seconds. If you think you're done early, see if you can come up with another question. Ten seconds. Nileshka's got her question. Antoine's got his question. See if you can think of one more since you're done early. Rally, Robin.
Back and forth.
A, then B. A, share your question. B, share your question. And if your partner gives you something you didn't think of, write that down too. You have 1 minute. So, when I see the paper between you, you leaning in, that's what respect looks like. Merits. Merit Aladis adding to her answer. Merit Nileshka adding to her answer. Merit Jalmaitis, Merit Frandy. Jose, did she give you anything you didn't have? You wrote it down? Write or track me. Below the stop and jot, I want you to write a T-chart. And we're going to write down not the questions you ask me, but the answers. If it's important, I need to tell you. Who has a question for me about what you need to know today? Track Carlos or write? The weather? Good question. We are building it inside. You must test inside. So I'm going to answer Carlos's question. Test inside on a desk. Good question. Make sure you write down the answer to Carlos's question. Darwin, what do you need to know today?
I need to know how to stack cards.
Ah, do you know you get cards?
What?
How do you know you get cards?
It says on the top, it says
Merit Darwin for being observant. So I'm going to broaden that question to the materials you need today. Here are your materials. You get 50 index cards plus 1 foot of tape. 50 index cards and 1 foot of tape. You may also use, hands down for just a minute, you may also use scissors plus ruler, but not in the tower. So you can use them to build, but Anderson, can I actually put the scissors and ruler in my tower? I cannot. Give me a thumb when you have those written, and then I'll take the next question. Ready? 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 I'll give you 10 more seconds before I take the next question. What else do you need to know? All right, next question. Frandy, what do you need to know? Hands down, track Frandy.
I need to know how long you're going to take to build.
Ah, great question. You have 20 minutes to build. 20 minutes to build. Angel, what's your question?
Like, how are we going to build a tower and
Hands down, shining on him.
how are we going to do it?
Well, you're going to have these materials on your desk. The one other rule that could answer his question, hands down, is you can't tape tower to desk. So you can use tape, but Jalen, can I actually tape the tower to my desk? Hands down, track Oscar if you're done writing.
where are we going to place Glenn?
Oh, you're placing Glenn on top of the tower, and that I can actually put on the left. Glenn must be on the tower for 10 seconds. Glenn must be on the tower for 10 seconds. And Carlos asked a really important question about the weather. Guys, I have bad news. It's really, really windy today. Antoine, can you lend me your binder, please? So once we put Glenn on top of the tower, Glenn must stay there for 10 seconds, but then there's going to be a little bit of a wind today, and the tower has to stand up to wind for 3 seconds. So I'm going to add that below. Glenn must be on the tower for 10 seconds. Tower must stand up to wind. Tower must stand up to wind. Give me a thumb when you have those written. Jose looks ready. Nileshka looks ready. You guys are crushing it. Thumbs down. There's only one question you did not ask me yet. Well, actually two. Two. Hands down, track 1, Lewis.
What is Glenn's height and weight so we know if the tower can hold it?
That was one of my questions, which is, I won't tell you his weight, but I will tell you you can hold Glenn, but no tests early. You can hold Glenn, but if you put him on your tower early, you will fail the challenge. So if you ask me, Mister, can I see Glenn? I will say, sure thing. You can hold him. You can hold him. It's okay. He won't bite. You can hold him and feel how heavy or light he is, but you cannot put him on the tower early. There's only one question, belongs on the left. He must be on the tower for 10 seconds. The tower must stand up to wind. What do you think the last question you should ask me is? Hands down, track Jalen if you're done writing.
He can't
Well, that I think is over here because he needs to be on the tower. I can't see Glenn. He's too far down. So what question should you be asking me? Hands down track, Antoine. That is the final question, which the answer is your tower must be 15 centimeters tall. What does cm mean again, Wilbur?
Centimeters.
Your tower has to be how tall, Darwin?
15 centimeters.
Is correct. Final question, when you're done writing, track Jose Mateo. What's up? I'm going to put that over here. Your groups are 2 or 3, and I have made groups for you. I will tell you what they are in just a minute. Now, how much time do you have for this challenge? How much time do you have? Carlos?
20 minutes.
Exactly. Let me show you how you will meet success today. Tracking me once you're done writing. I see Darwin, Carlos. To earn a 4 out of 4 today, you must brainstorm before beginning to build. The next page has brainstorming space. What does brainstorming mean? Hands down, tracking Frandy in the middle.
Nominating all the ideas that you want.
Merit for that good answer. So if Jose's in a group with Darwin, for example, track me, they would need to think together and have some ideas down before they get their materials, which are over here. Your second point is you need to speak to your team and help your team respectfully. Juan Lewis, second to merit. Hands got to be down. So for example, if I see Jalen not talk the whole time, she will not get that point. Third is respect teammates by speaking respectfully. I think blank, what do you think? So for example, if Oscar has a great idea, he can't just talk. He needs to say something like, well, I think we should use the cards this way. Angel, what do you think? And make sure that his teammate gets to speak too. And the last point, you have to share materials. If I see someone go, no, the index cards are mine, and not actually share any of the materials, you will lose that 4th point. For a merit, what is not a criteria for success today? What's not on this list because you're not graded on it? Hands down, track Jose Mateo. If you don't finish, posture check, a lady's merit, you're not going to lose, and you could still get a 4 out of 4. Also, if you fail, if Jose's tower doesn't work, can he still get a 4 out of 4? And it is more important to me, track the pride values, that I see you respect your team, track me, by talking respectfully and sharing materials, than that I see you succeed. Capiche?
Capiche.
You're going to have 20 minutes. I recommend you do 5 for brainstorm, 15 to build. I am going to tell you your groups. You can pick whose desk you build on. Group number 1 is Carlos and Wilver. Group number 2 is Jose, and the ladies. Group number 3 is Nilsson, Juan Lewis, and Jilmaitis. Group number 4 is Frandy, Jalen, and Anderson. Group number 5 is Omiel, Camille, and Edgar. Group number 6 is Angel, Oscar, and Darwin. You're actually going to come over and take one of these chairs to work with them. And group number 7 is Nileshka, Antoine. Track me. Thumb up or down. Can you get materials right away? Excellent. Thumbs down. Track the board. You have 20 minutes for this challenge. Oop, did that wrong. I did 20 seconds. That is not enough time, even for master engineers. Your 20 minutes begins now. So you guys only have 2, which makes it even more important. You're sharing conversations and talking respectfully. So I'm going to tell you what I told them. You only have 2. Makes it more important. You both step up to have good conversations. Okay? Camille, shine merit. Can I pause you? 1, I'm not a miss. 2, be careful that everyone speaks. You can draw or you can write for your brainstorming.
This tower, right? It's in Hawaii. So you won't fall.
So you're telling me, who should you be telling this to? There are no requirements for width. Good question. Okay? Oh, yeah. Good questions, because that's not in the materials list. You can't use your binder. You can only use the cards, the tape, and I can use the scissors and the ruler to help, but they can't be in my tower. Not in the tower, just to help you make it.
Something like this, the square.
So are you guys drawing or writing your brainstorm? Okay. Are you guys drawing or writing your brainstorm? Okay. I don't care what it looks like as long as you have some idea of what you're doing, okay? Merits. So you guys are writing down your ideas? Good. And you can draw to help you, or if you'd rather, you can just write a couple of sentences, okay? And Angel, merit for going back to check the rules of the challenge. That's a smart idea, okay? Let's keep going. That's okay. Track me. Don't worry, I've stopped the clock. Your time is not continuing. My first group is done. When you think your brainstorm is done and everyone has brainstorm written, hold up your papers. You will then get the following from me. Oh, I see a group has their papers up. Put your papers down. I give them one ruler. Jose Demerit, you should be tracking me right now. One ruler, one scissors. They get 50 index cards. And remember, you only get 1 foot of tape. Some people were asking me, Mister, how much is 1 foot of tape? It's not a lot. It's only about that much, so be careful with your design. When I say go, I am restarting the timer. Go. Look at the papers. I'm here. Okay, there are your cards. And wait, Jalmighties, you need your tape too. There you go. All right, last group. Where's the rest of your group? They're still working. There is your index cards. Ready? And go. Ladies, Jose, do you guys need extra scissors or rulers? Now, here's my question. I see you holding materials, him holding materials. What does she get to do?
She holding the tape and she's the...
Is that okay with you? All of the scissors. Merit for the good thinking. But do you need that much tape to connect those two cards? It's okay. Now the tricky thing is, if you were a real engineer, you'd have to be careful with your materials, because could you go say, I'm going to go buy a lot more steel for my bridge?
No, but that costs a lot.
It costs a lot, so be very careful with how you use your materials. Yes, you can. Oh, you guys dropped some building materials. So what is your idea for your design?
So our idea is to make a strong base so we can build up.
I like it.
And should put that and go like that.
Why are you using triangles?
Because when we saw, we went like this, and we thought that we cut them all triangle by triangle, by itself, so we won't be able to go there.
How do you think you could make it more stable? Well, no, I think the triangles are stable, but is this your only base?
No, we could like put together all we could put
See, that seems interesting to me because if we did that, what do you think the bigger base would do, Nilsson? Well, what would that do to the top if the base is stronger?
the top will be stable and it will not fall.
I mean, what do you observe in the tower on your paper? What does it look like in the base compared to the top?
It has other surroundings so it doesn't fall.
But where is it bigger? Use that in your design. Also, remember to keep checking the height to make sure it's on track. Track me. I'm going to warn you, your group is not on track for a 4 out of 4. Why?
Oh, because she's not.
I'm still seeing you guys hold cards and her looking at you. Make sure every teammate is getting a chance to hold the cards, okay? Oh, see, that looks very stable. That looks interesting. So, you have a choice. Track me. I am pausing the clock for exactly 2 minutes. You may either use it to continue building, or you may walk around to see what other groups are doing. If you choose to walk around, you cannot disrupt them or ask them questions because they're busy building. But you may either continue building or look at the other designs for the next 2 minutes. So we've got our base there. Is he making more triangles? I like it. Keep going. I think that could make it really stable. Omiel, when you get to 5 minutes remaining, use your timers, okay? Good. Oh, so I see. You're going to add up squares. How tall is each square?
About
2.5 centimeters.
I think it's taller than that. Looks like it's more like 7. So you don't actually need that many more to get to 15. My only question is, why did you choose to put them the short way instead of the tall way? Was there, well, could you do it the tall way now?
yeah.
Because then each one is even taller. Keep going. Yes, sir.
Can we touch him?
You may.
Just take this part and that's it.
Jose. English. Timer is going back on.
Thank you.
Of course. Remember, would you like to feel the hedgehog? Would you like to feel the hedgehog? It's pretty light. You know he's. Jose, remember, if you fail the challenge, that's fine. But be respectful, be calm. Do you understand? It's like we talked about on Friday. What do you do when it gets hard? So what is our height at? How close are we to the goal? 13. So you are this close. Okay, let's do it. Is your base strong enough to support the top? Maybe.
Mr. Warren will take a little bit of advantage because there's people that have already started or that.
You keep doing what you're doing then. Now careful, is this stable enough?
That's what I'm telling you.
How do we make it more stable? Now gentlemen, you've got 6 minutes. What is our height right now? Ooh, this looks interesting. What is the height of it right now? 7. Good. Now, make sure that you're dividing up responsibilities to get to 15 and 10. So, so 1, I'm not miss. 2, freeze, track me. Communicate. What could she be doing? Because you need to build more parts, and you could have people building different parts right now.
I asked her if she can help us.
Well, right, but helping isn't helpful if she doesn't know what you're doing. You need to communicate better than help me, okay?
So you're gonna make that box?
So you're making an additional box? All right, like it. I'm sorry? Makes sense to me. Just make sure you're within the time and you reach 15. Now it looks like everyone's getting involved. Gentlemen, make sure to keep track of time. You have 5 minutes. 5-minute warning. 5-minute warning. Gentlemen, our tower is currently flat. We need to make it go up in the next 5 minutes. Now, do 2 boxes get you there, or do you need to go higher?
No. So it's like about.
Well, let's check it out. Oh, you are so close. Keep it up. Do you need to feel Glenn the Hedgehog? Okay. Okay. All right. Now, keep going. That looks extremely stable. Does it meet the rules yet? Does it meet the rules of the challenge yet? What do you need to do in the next 4 minutes? Let's do it. Oh, but careful. Can you test early? Can you test early? You cannot test early. So, is it tall enough?
Yes.
Check page 2. 16 what? Check page 2. See if there are any pieces that you have forgotten in this challenge. Yes. You may, but you cannot test with it early. Seems to stand up to win. I like it. Now,
Does she need to be on top of it?
how are you going to stabilize the walls? It's okay. You've got 2.5 minutes.
But you said she needs to be on top of it.
She does. So the interesting thing is you've got here and here. How do they fit together? Yes, sir. You guys have 2 parts. We got to combine them. 2-minute warning. So, because you guys tested early, you must change one thing because you were not supposed to test early. 30 seconds. Carlos. Okay, did we struggle with the challenge? Yes. But did you respect each other? Did you share materials? Yeah. You can still earn a 4 out of 4 today. So, it's okay. Calm down. Is this stable enough down here? Hands free, track me in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Track the board. If you touch your design, you have failed today's challenge. Remember, this was the 4 out of 4. Thumb up or down. Do you fail today's class if your tower doesn't work? Hands down, track Nilsson, shining. Nilsson, does it say you'll get a 0 if your tower doesn't work? No. Track me. And in fact, which of the 5 pride values do you see most often on this slide today? Hands down, track Jose Mateo. So, track me. If I can see you shining for other teams, snapping for them, you're earning yourself points today. If I hear anything disrespectful, you're losing yourself points today. Capiche? Capiche. I'm going to start over here, move over. My first group was not able to build a tower, so shine on them. Let's see if they can do better next challenge. 21 centimeters tall. Hold that, please. Glenn needs to stay on for 10 seconds. Glenn could not stay on. Snap for this group. They met the 15 centimeter requirement. This group, tracking over here. It does not. It is 12 centimeters. Will Glenn be able to stand? Glenn cannot stand on top. Snap it up for this group, though, for a very good effort. This tower is exactly 15.2 centimeters tall. Will Glenn stay on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last requirement, 3-second gust of wind. Snap it up for the first group to meet all 3 parts of the challenge. 2 claps for them on 2. 1, 2. All right. Moving on to this group. This group did not meet the height requirement. It is only 8 centimeters tall. Will Glenn stay on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it stands up to win. Snap it up for this group. 2 out of 3. Final group. The group, stay serious. This final group still meets the height requirement. It is 22 centimeters tall. Will Glenn stay on? Glenn will not stay on. Snap it up for this group for meeting the height requirement. Track me, posture check. Track up there. Jose Francis, remind me, what word do I see over and over on that slide? Track me. I heard a little giggling. We fixed it. Groups were respectful, snapping, shining. Anderson, merit to you. Congratulations, you've completed your first engineering challenge. Don't worry, there will be many more during this unit.